Odessa burns. Russia strikes. NATO missile ship obliterated. Russia's relentless offensive victory unfolds on every front. As the world fixates on the phone conversation between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin and the geopolitical humiliation of Europe on the world stage, the Russian army presses forward with unstoppable momentum, solidifying its dominance along the entire front line. While Western leaders scramble for diplomatic leverage, Russian military intelligence continues its devastatingly precise operations, detecting and annihilating even the most highly classified Ukrainian and NATO military installations across Ukraine's southern, central, northern and western regions. In the past 72 hours alone, Russian aerospace and missile forces have executed an overwhelming barrage of nearly 200 missile and bomb strikes, crushing Ukrainian defensive positions and obliterating key strategic targets. During today's high-profile press briefing, Russia's Ministry of Defense confirmed a massive coordinated missile assault on the night of February 15th, aimed at vital Ukrainian military infrastructure in the southern and northern regions. Territorial gains. Russia secures key strategic strongholds. In the past week, Russian ground forces have achieved decisive victories, liberating 6 major settlements, including the highly significant city of Toretsk. This success deals a critical blow to Ukrainian defensive lines, bringing Russian forces closer to achieving full operational control over multiple key regions. At the same time, Russian military officials have emphasized the sheer magnitude of Ukrainian losses. In just the past 7 days, Ukraine has suffered an astounding 10,600 casualties across all directions of the front, an unsustainable rate that further accelerates the collapse of Ukrainian resistance. Kursk and Pokrovsk Russian troops tighten their grip. On February 15th, frontline war correspondents reported significant Russian advances in both the Kursk and Pokrovsk directions. Notably, Russian journalist Alexander Sladkov confirmed that the settlement of Sverdlikovo, located within the Kursk region, has come under full Russian control. The capture of this strategically important area has extended Russia's border dominance, severely limiting Ukrainian operations in the region. With the Russian army now controlling a major section of the border with Sumy, Ukrainian attempts to launch cross-border sabotage operations have been dramatically reduced. By February 16th, fierce battles erupted southeast of Sudzha, where Russian mechanized units launched a coordinated push against entrenched Ukrainian positions. Meanwhile, Russian Marines continue their meticulous clearance operations in the settlements of Cherkasskaya, Konopelka, Fanaseyevka and Ulanka, regions that Ukrainian forces had desperately tried to capture in their so-called Last Hope offensive on February 5th and 6th. Ukrainian forces now find themselves in full defensive collapse as Russian pressure intensifies. Kursk massacre, Ukraine's heaviest losses yet. On February 15th, Russia's Ministry of Defense released staggering casualty figures, confirming that since August 2023, Ukrainian forces have lost an unprecedented 60,700 troops in the Kursk region alone. Alongside these devastating personnel losses, Ukraine has also seen approximately 6,000 pieces of military hardware completely destroyed or captured, a catastrophic blow to its operational capabilities. Breakthrough in Pokrovsk. Russian forces seize key highways. In the Pokrovsk sector, Russian forces have continued their unstoppable advance, securing several strategic settlements including Berezovka and Vodyanaye Votoroye, both located to the east of Pokrovsk. These critical victories bring Russian forces directly onto the T-0504 highway, a key supply route connecting the cities of Pokrovsk and Konstantinovka. With this highway now within Russian artillery range, Ukrainian forces stationed in Tarasovka find themselves in an increasingly perilous situation. Encirclement appears imminent, and Russian military analysts predict that if Ukrainian troops fail to retreat within 24 hours, they face total destruction or capture. February 15th, unleashing hell on Kiev and Odessa. As part of its ongoing strategic dismantling of Ukraine's military infrastructure, Russia executed another colossal missile and drone barrage against Ukrainian and NATO-aligned military sites in Kiev and Odessa on the night of February 15th. Eyewitness reports and independent monitoring sources have confirmed at least 20 massive explosions across Kiev, targeting vital districts including Obukhov, Obolonsk, Podolsk, Golosyevsk and Solomensk. Simultaneously, Russian warplanes and missile forces rained destruction on Odessa's key port cities, launching strikes on Chernomorsk, Novye Troyani, Reni, Volgrada and Odessa itself. These targeted strikes were executed using a deadly combination of 90 geranium kamikaze drones and approximately 20 ballistic and cruise missiles, crippling critical Ukrainian military assets. Revenge strikes Russia retaliates for downed UAVs. These decisive strikes followed reports from Russian air defense units that confirmed the downing of 85 Ukrainian UAVs over Russian territories, including Kursk, Bryansk, Lipetsk, Tver, Belgorod, Kaluga, Smolensk, Rostov and Voronezh. In response, Russia's Ministry of Defense delivered a cold, unequivocal statement. All designated targets have been successfully destroyed. Precision strikes Ukraine's drone factories reduced to rubble. Further intelligence has since emerged regarding the extent of damage in Kiev. Russian missiles and kamikaze drones obliterated 8 covert UAV production facilities in key districts of the capital. Another highly classified drone factory was also wiped out in Kuranevsky Alley, located in northern Kiev. This particular facility is believed to have produced Ukrainian UAVs used for direct attacks on Russian regions. Odessa NATO's shadow forces eliminated. In Odessa, Russian warplanes systematically dismantled key port infrastructure, particularly in Chernomorsk and Novye Turny. Russian missile barrages also struck Volgrada and northern Odessa, targeting Ukrainian military installations housing recently deployed foreign mercenaries. Reports confirmed that at least 50 foreign fighters, primarily British and Romanian, were eliminated in these precision strikes. The final blow, NATO's supply ship, annihilated. The final and most devastating strike occurred in the port city of Reni, where 2 Russian Iskander-M ballistic missiles struck a European bulk carrier as it unloaded a secret shipment of military cargo. Intelligence suggests that this vessel was being used by NATO forces to transport artillery shells and Storm Shadow cruise missiles intended for Ukrainian forces. With the ship completely obliterated, all military supplies on board were reduced to burning wreckage, delivering yet another crushing blow to Ukraine's war effort.